Welcome back. This is Darren from Mysterium Gaming. Today's dungeon we're running is Mana Tombs. This is actually part of the consortium rep group you can gather up. Let's get started. Like for me, I have my shaman, so we can just AoE everything down pretty fast. Now this boss was pretty much tank and spank, but you had to watch out for a specific move. It was his dark shell, because if you attacked him while that was active, the damage you do is reflected back at you as well. He'll take it, but you also take the same amount, so you basically could kill yourself if you did not pay attention during the fight. And also, if you were to attack him without actually clearing this whole room out, these ads would all come at you.
Resistance.
I do not have a target.
Now, like the old classic, old Burning Crusade dungeons here in Tekiard Forest, there's going to be mining nodes and herb nodes in here for you to gather. Now that you see I have these little orbs right here, you actually need keys that you actually gather out over in Blade Edge Mountains. And there's actually an optional boss that we don't have access to on this character. But if you were to special key, you could actually do the optional boss that is here. Let's see if I can get them all. Sometimes a Witch Chain Lightning would actually hit everything. We can't get that. Then jump in. But now we're coming up to the secondary boss here. I mean, the second boss, sorry. Lack of sleep does some things to your mind. Now this boss was more or less really a tank and spank just like the first boss. It's just he could freeze the whole group, do an earthquake, and he could put a pretty nasty debuff on you that do damage over time. Also, you could actually mine this boss. Now this room was considered a nightmare because things could go wrong pretty fast. You could actually end up pulling most of this room if you weren't careful. Especially if you pulled the Nexus Terrors. They actually have a fear, and unfortunately, most of the time that fear would get you to pull a lot of other groups and end up wiping the group back then. Nowadays, when you're running these to level up your characters, with the power of heirloom gear and such, you're relatively able to handle that better. Now you pull the whole room, I'm going to pretty much, unless you have an awesome healer, tank, and DPS, you're going to get wiped. Still even. honest, I can't wait to relive these dungeons back in Classic once they release. Ready to see. Now, if you're wondering why I'm getting stunned, I believe it's because I'm killing one of these specific types of mobs a little too quickly. But they still technically charge you once they're engaged. I'm just getting the after effects even though I one-shot them. It's basically like the chargeability of the warrior. Now, just like the first boss, Prince here actually can have the same effect as this whole room. You basically want to clear it all. Now...
What is this? Oh, you must forgive me, but I was not expecting company. As you can see, we are somewhat preoccupied right now. But no matter. As I am a gracious host, I will tend to you.
Now what, before I got really interrupted. This prison right here is actually where the quote-unquote hidden boss is. You need a specialty type of key to get him unlocked.
I have longed for a good
Now, as
adventure.
you see, like I said, just like the first boss, you gotta love Fate Transfusion. Like I said, just like the first boss, if you pulled him without actually clearing this whole room, that's what would happen. And unfortunately, even nowadays, people don't know that and end up wiping the group. That's why when you have someone who's a veteran leveling up, you should be asking, hey, do we need to know anything special about this boss? Hopefully you have someone who's a vet with the game in there and tell you, hey, you need to do this or you need to do that. Or basically say, read the dungeon journal if you're not sure how to take a boss down. That's why, wow, that's why Blizzard put it in there. To explain to you how you handle the bosses and what you should do as your role. But we're going to end the video here because we just finished this dungeon. This has been Asterion from Asterion Gaming, asking you to please like and subscribe and possibly share these videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.